What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It's Saturday night. It's time for a live. I hope you guys are ready. I am ready to go. I will be saying hello to everybody that is already in the chat room. Hello, chat room. If you are already here, don't forget to hit the like button on your way in, unless you don't like it, and that's okay too. Let me go over my beautiful tools that I've got here. Turn my light on first. Here we go. All right, starting out with my pen, I have from Diamond Pen Pal my Satura pen. Ooh, it's very matchy with my stuff today. I'll show you in a second. In my single placer, I am using Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily over on Etsy. You can find Diamond Pen Pal and Diamond Painting Daily over on Etsy. Ghost is like a glue dot. It is a liquid that turns solid. It goes from white to clear, hence the name Ghost. And it works just like a glue dot does. In my multi-placer, I'm using something new. Oh, I'm so excited too. This is Winter Court Putty from Butterfly Effectwares. This smells like chai tea. Oh, it's so good and it's so accurate. Oh, it's delicious. Not delicious as in I'm going to eat it, but delicious as in smells delicious. I wish I could eat it. All right. And then I'm using tweezers, these beautiful tweezers from B&C Creations. Aren't they lovely? Look at them. Oh, sparkly. We love it. And then new, I'm going to be using a trash pot and trinket tray. These are from Sparkling Nana. Look at this trash pot. It's got a moth on it. A little trash pot. We like it. It matches with my pen too, like very well matches with my pen. But this is from Sparkling Nana. She made me a little set. And then check out this trinket tray, you guys. It's hard to see in camera, but it actually has several levels in it. So it has like a three-dimensional effect. Like here, I'll show you. She did multiple pours. Oh God, Beans is trying to push his way through. She did multiple pours. So there's actually different levels. Sorry. Okay, Beans, you done now? Gosh. But this is a beauty from Sparkling Nana. And then look at the back. Oh my God. It's gorgeous. I love it. That is my trinket tray. So we put my things back in it now. So my little trash pot can go over here. And we'll keep this here. My tray is from Ephemera 3D. This is the Deep 6. I love it so much from Ephemera 3D. And then the release papers that I'm using on this diamond painting are from Bee's Crafty Corner. You can check them out on Facebook or go shop at the Etsy store. Do it, do it. Beans is in here causing a ruckus. Hang on a second. Sugar, come here for a minute. Come here. Let me say hello to the people for you. Come here. She's been hounded by Beans for the last several days, but here, let's do a quick, good Lord. Let's do a quick sugar shame. Hello, Sugar. I gave her a bath and now she's covered in Beans's spit. So, all right, Sugar, get you out of here. Come on, you gotta go. You gotta go because Beans is trying to cause a ruckus in here. There we go. He's following you around. All right, we'll lock you out. Sorry, doggo. All right, little Sugar. And then the diamond painting. Before I say hello to everybody, I see a question. Don't forget. I won't forget you. The diamond painting that I am currently working on is my piece for Black History Month. It is Bouquet by Ivy Dollamore. And it is lovely. I love it so much. This one is a 50.8 by 70.7 in square, and I'm very much enjoying working on it. I love the colors. So that all being said, if you want to see at the end, I'll kind of show you my progress and how she's looking, but it's looking very good. I'm loving it. All right, let me go ahead and say hello to everybody that is in the chat. Hello, Kay Anderson. Hello, Paula. Hi, Heather. Hi, Jen and Kylie. Hello, Shannon and Marianne. Hi, Divine and Sujin. Hi. Hello, Kitty Cat. What's up, Glory? It's Allie Bean. Oh, hi, Allie. Wanted to say hey before heading to bed. Thank you for doing so. Hello, Spirit Fingers. Hi, Wendy. Good to see you, Daisies and Decaf. Hi, Kylie and Diamonds and Stitches. Hi, Alice. You did have a question. Okay. In my last whip and chat, I said I need a firmer putty because I press hard. I have the same issue to the point where I break the tips. Me too, girl. Any putty I recommend. There are 3 that I keep in my arsenal, okay, for putties. First and foremost is kind of like across the board. I feel like it works well for everyone, which is butterfly effectwares. If you're a hard placer, butterfly effectwares is like the stuff. Okay. Next beyond that is my Putty Crocker. Now, Putty Crocker is on Facebook, is usually where you can see her drops, but she sells a regular type putty, like this is Christmas Cabin from Putty Crocker, but she also has, if you request it over on her Facebook group, ask her if she has any hard presser formula left. It's expensive. This pat is $16.50, but you get a good amount of putty. Like it's a very thick pat of putty, as you can see, and it's large. So when you compare this to her normal, which is $8.50, it's the same size, but it's more work. But then this one from Butterfly Effectwares, you can see how thin that is. This is $8.50 from Butterfly Effectwares. This one is, this might actually be from one of her. Okay, this is a bad example because this is from one of the Advent. Hold on. I'll get you a regular sized one. Here we go. This is a regular sized putty from Putty Crocker. And this is also $8.50, but you can see how thick it is. It's very thick in comparison to a Butterfly Effectwares. These are both $8.50. Now, this one from Putty Crocker, which is the hard presser formula, is $16.50. And while it is expensive, it is definitely worth it because it lasts longer and it's a firmer putty. Okay. So Putty Crocker, Butterfly Effectwares, and lastly, but not leastly, is Patsy Putty. Patsy Putty also has a Facebook group, but an Etsy store that you can check out. Patsy Putty is also a very good putty for hard pressers. So, and the price on these, it's $6 for a circle, $8 for a larger square, but you get just about as much, I feel like. So I hope that helps. The trinket tray is gorgeous. Thank you. Hello, Brenda. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Josh and Marilyn. Hello, Tigger. So yeah, if Allie Bean, if you want to, I would check out Butterfly Effectwares, which is on Etsy. I would check out Putty Crocker's Boutique and More, which is on Facebook. This one, Putty Crocker's Boutique and More on Facebook. She does have a website, but there you see more of her putty drops and things like that on her Facebook page. So I recommend going to the Facebook page first. And then Patsy Putty is the other one. She also has a Facebook group, as does Butterfly Effectwares. But you can check out Patsy Putty, Putty Crockers, or Butterfly Effectwares on their Facebook groups and ask any questions you want. But this one is the gold standard for me as a hard presser. These ones I will definitely use, but I think I'm like Butterfly Effectwares and then these two. Some people, for them, it's Putty Crocker is number one. So I'm too lazy to deal with Facebook drops for putty, so I doubt I'll ever try Putty Crocker hard presser as a result. Divine, you can request it. I think she has some left. You love the Butterfly Effectwares I sent you? Good. I figured you would. But yeah, this winter court smells just like chai. The other thing that I got in her drop on Etsy was the Quicksilver. And I got Copper and obsidian. Okay, so copper and obsidian smells like butter pecan. Like legitimately smells just like the butter pecan. Oh, it's so good. And then the quicksilver is supposed to smell like Earl Grey, but to me it kind of smells like weed with lemon. I'm getting very marijuana with lemon. So anyways, those are my fun putties that I picked up. Hello, Abby. But you'll inquire at some point. Yes, it is definitely worth it to have the hard presser formula, I think. But all right. So what is everyone up to tonight? What are you working on? What are you keeping busy with? Let me fix this release paper here because it's a little bit wonked. I want to make sure it's straight on the row. You guys, you're gonna see an unboxing, but I got something new from Art Dot to try, and I've been using it. It's the Art Dot vacuum pen. I'll be using this because I've got some ABs that I need to lay down, and I thought, well, why not? We'll use it for the ABs that I have to lay down on this square. Let me scooch her up just slightly, though. Scooch her up so you can see a little bit better. And I'll move you back. All right, hold on. I'm going to move you. There we go. It's a little more centered. Working on a cup of sunshine. Hello, Wendy. Long live magic. Celestial bloom. Oh, how's that one coming along? Mystical diamond painter. I'm excited. Smelling this chai. It's so good. Last square of birch spirit. It's so pretty. Flamingo by Marjorie Sarnak. Nice. Watching the Olympics. I'm going to work on the Reykjavik. Very nice. I need to, like, I don't know, maybe catch a replay or something of the Olympics because I love figure skating. Like, guilty pleasure, not going to lie. It is my favorite thing to watch on the Olympics is the couple skating specifically, though I'll watch just about any figure skating. Has anyone seen the movie Ice Princess that had and rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg? Love that movie so much. I absolutely love that movie, and I wish that I would have been a like figure skater girl, but I was not. I roller skated, but no figure skating for me. I was poor. I was broke. Okay, working on the chorus line by Romance Art. Nice, Elizabeth. Witch bedroom. Yes, Sujin. Working on witchcraft room. Ooh, pretty. I'll send a whip update in the Discord. Nice. Okay. Still working on Crystal Haven. Slow going. Oh, Kylie, I'm sorry you've been unwell. Motivated today. Thanks to you being live. All right. Wendy is sewing. Ice dance is your jam too. Yes. Still working Ashura. Last 3 rows. Is it still being bitchy? Got the special drills in place that I'm adding. Couple dust drills I've added. Ooh. Hi, Peggy. You love that movie, Wendy? It's good. It's real good. Toe pick. Yes. Taking a break from my older dreamer designed Cinderella castle. Abby says, I'm insanely impressed by figure skaters every time. Moreover, because I know I'd fall flat on my face. Me too. Brenda says, just got my new desk. Sweet. Then I can start diamond painting, getting things unpacked. The one time I put on some ice skates. Okay, so my husband tries to tell me, like, okay, so ice skating is just like rollerblading. It is not just like rollerblading. He's a damn liar, first of all. But I never really rollerbladed. I was always a roller skater, like on the 4 wheels, not on, 4 wheels going this way. But I can do it, but I can't do it like I roller skate. Like roller skating, I can do all kinds of like tricks and things, like kick the duck and all that sort of thing. Don't ask me to try and do any of those things on ice skates, though. Not going to happen. But I they have at our like ice skating rink, they have those, it's basically like a walker, but you take it on ice and it glides with you. I used one of those for a good hot minute until I like really figured out what I was doing. And then I did some ice skating without the walker, basically, that you give to toddlers so that toddlers can learn how to ice skate. I'm sad. I'm a sad, sad ice skater. You know what, Elizabeth? I would love being in roller derby, and I think I would have been really good at what are they called? The ones who basically like they're the point people. They're the ones that are super small, super fast. Like, absolutely would have loved to do roller derby. If my back was not so jacked up currently, would do roller derby now. I would just be like scared of injuring myself further. So, lame, lame, lame. I think she's over being bitchy. Oh, so just moody. Okay. I refuse to skate of any kind. I don't bounce like I used to. Yes, that was considering the vacuum pen. Would like your opinion and explanation why it might be better for ABs than regular drills? I'm a beginner and haven't done ABs yet. Also have shoulder issues. So, Kay Anderson, this is the vacuum pen from Art Dot that is wireless. There are wired or tubed varieties that you can get from like Picmondu. And I've done a review video of the Picmondu. I am a little bit weird. We know that I have autism. And so having things touching me while I'm doing things is like a no-go for me. So with the Picmondu, even though it was quiet and it worked beautifully, with having the tube come out the back and like touching my hand was a no for me. Like it kind of, I had problems with the experience. I will be releasing a review video, like a full unboxing review video of this, but this is the vacuum pen handheld from Art Dot. Hi, Amber. And this one has like, you can't open this up. So like if there's a filter in there, you can't clean it. So that's a bit of a negative. Like you can't replace the filter. It does plug in with a C cable to charge. It has one button and therefore one setting, which is this here. This is how loud it is. I don't know if you can hear that. But it does, I'm going to not lie to you, it does suspiciously sound a bit like a vibrator. It's not so loud that like your husband would come in and ask you what you were doing. But I think that if like your wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, your significant other, that they wouldn't like stop outside your door and be like, yo, what are you doing in there? But I think that if they were nearby and you had one running, they'd kind of be like, what's going on there? So be aware. But as far as ABs or Aurora Borealis, that's the drills that have the coating on top. Now, a lot of people who use waxes or like the red wax, putties, etc., struggle when it comes to the ABs or Aurora Borealis because the coating of that likes to stick in wax or in putty. And with the wax, I always found it would pull the wax right out of my pen. Putties, sometimes it's like it gets stuck in there. And so using a vacuum pen stops it from either pulling the wax out of your pen or getting stuck in the putty. Like here, I'm just going to put one in the putty, right? Okay, so right now it's in my putty. And if I was to lay this down, do you see how it like already is pulling the putty out of the pen? That is what ABs do with putty or wax. So when you have a vacuum pen, I like this one because of the heft. Um, because it is a thick one, like my pen is thick, so I like having a thick pen, right? This is actually a really durable plastic tip. It's made of, I forget what. It'll be in the video. But so far I've used it a few different times, and you can see I haven't damaged the tip yet, which I probably would do on a like a cheap plastic. But when you have the vacuum pen, you can pick up a drill and it just holds on to it like so. It's on there. And then when you lay it down, it comes right off. So there's no wax or putty or anything to deal with. This is a nice thick pen. And so when it comes to single placing, I will single place as long as it's not a giant section. I'll single place ABs because that's mostly what I see myself using this for, is for my ABs or Aurora Borealis diamonds. Okay, now it's like being goofy. Oh, there we go. But I don't see myself using it for like large swaths of ABs. That I would just suffer through using my putty and getting my putty slightly wet on like a sponge or something like that. This is the noise it makes, Jen. I don't know if you can hear that. It's very quiet. It, like I said, it does sound a little bit suspicious like a vibrator, but it's not super loud. Like nobody would be stopping outside your door to ask you a question about what you were doing, but if they were sitting next to you, they might like go, "What is that sound?" Um, but yeah, otherwise, I would say if I was doing large areas of Aurora Borealis, I wouldn't bother with the vacuum pen. I would just use my putty, get it slightly wet. You can wet it on a sponge, or if you're adventurous like I am, you just lick it. I do. I lick my putty. Um, but you know, it's all a personal preference. I'm finding no issue. I finished all of my ABs now. That was all the ABs I had, and so I won't be using it again for this square, but I like it. Couldn't hear anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's very quiet. Very, very quiet. So, yeah. The type of vacuum pen that you get if you do go to ArtDot's website, artdot.com, if you use NAO 10, I'll write it down for you. N as in Nancy, A as in apple, O as in ostrich, the number 1 and the number 0. If you use this code, you will save 10% on your purchase over on ArtDot. So if you want to try a vacuum pen, I think they're $35 before discount. And that discount is good for anything on the website. So if you want to give it a try, the Kato was loud. Oh, okay. No one will hear the pen if you run an actual vibrator at the same time. Josh, coming up with solutions. I like it. Yes. If you just run your real vibrator, then no one will ask you about your pen. It's true. I love how twisted you are, Josh. You know that? You're my favorite. You're my favorite twisted human I know. But yeah, otherwise, if I was doing a really big section of ABs, I would just use putty and get it a little bit wet with my tongue, and it would work fine. Although when you have butterfly effect wares, it's very dry, so it doesn't tend to have issues even with ABs. Thank you, Abby. Look at Abby doing that mod work. Thank you, Abby. Thank you for moderating. But yeah, I found it works really well. I can see myself using it for single placing ABs when there's only a few of them. So I will say the one negative, and I put this in the video too. I don't think that there are any other attachments for that, meaning multiplacer attachments. And I do know that the Picmon that you can get multi-placer attachments for it. Also the suction on the Picmon because it has a tube and it's connected to like a compressor, basically a small compressor, is stronger. So I don't think that you can use any other attachments with this one to make it a multi-placer. Like I think that tube is very tiny. So you're not going to really be doing much to put an attachment on here. So that I think is a little bit of a negative with the Art Dot, but you know, depends on how much you're really into using a vacuum pen. You are very, very welcome. I'm glad I could make you smile. Thank you, because honestly, I've had a last few days. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I'll save it for the whipping chat, but it has been you probably noticed I've been hiding a lot. I haven't really been chatty or talkative, and there's a whole reason for it, but I'll wait for the whipping chat and explain what that's all about because it's been a week. It's been a week. And the week is not even over yet. Okay, so I have a fun list for you guys. I was thinking about it. I was chatting with Noelle and Tigger earlier, and we were having a conversation about regional dialect, and we were saying different words and then asking because Tigger is from the West Coast, I'm from the Midwest, and Noelle is from the Northeast. So we were playing around to see like either what words were used or what dialect of a word or pronunciation of a word was used. And so I am interested to know, do you feel the vibration in the hand? Not really. No, I don't. It's minor. It is very minor if there's any vibration at all. It's like so minor it wouldn't bother me. So yeah, I figured let's find out what if you use your regional dialect for pronunciation of words or what you do. What are the dogs barking about? That's what I'm curious of right now. I hear Bowie barking, which is interesting. One second. Let me stick my head out one. What are they barking at? Dustin? Oh, maybe Dustin went somewhere. Now Bacon's in here with me. Okay. Yes. Okay. We were talking about the word that Sujin just typed out. Now, I personally, we can start right with that word. Okay. So the word is bagel. And depending on where you're from, you're supposed to be able to tell the dialect of, like where the person is from based on how they say the word bagel. Because I say bagel, like bay, B-A-Y. Supposedly people from the like Midwest or Chicago area say bagel, like like bagel, like be, right? Like bagel. And then there's I guess there's a like Yiddish for it, which is like bagel, which I suppose is a little southern too, if you like bagel, you know what I mean? Like bagel. um, but yeah, there's like bagel with a B-A-Y, there's bagel or bagel, like bag, like the word bag. So when you say bagel, do you say it one bagel? Do you say two bagel? Three bagel? How do you say it? Like when you say it out loud. Um, and it all started because Noelle was saying words. She said sauce, and she was like, I don't say it like that, because I called her out on it. I was like, sauce, huh? You got sauce? And she's like, I don't say it like that. I was like, you do. You don't hear it, but you absolutely do. And so I wonder, like, maybe I don't see, I don't hear my own accent. Like, I don't think I sound like I'm super from Wisconsin. Yes, there are things that I say that are very Wisconsin. Like, as often as I say the word yeah, yeah is a very definitely Midwestern. A lot of bagels. Okay. A lot of bagels. Yeah. Garage. Ooh, garage. Yeah. But I know, oh, another one that is very Midwest, Wisconsin especially, is the word ope. OPE. Okay. I don't know if maybe you don't know this because you're not from here, the Midwest area, because it's common in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, um, Indiana, where ope is sort of like a I'm sorry or oops, that we say when like you bump into somebody or you're trying to get around somebody or you drop something. I say it all the time. I know you've heard me say it where it's like, oh, drop my pen. Oh, nope, nope. It's a it's a Midwest thing, and I know I do it constantly. Oh, didn't see it there. Well, and it's not okay. So with the DRE there, that's more of like a Youper. Definitely they do say ope in the UP though, for sure. Can confirm I say ope all the time. Bagel. Oh, okay. You say oop. You're big on ope too. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hello, Anne. Yeah, so ope is a big one. I know I say ope constantly. Uh, I feel like yeah, which is very big in Midwest, Wisconsin. Ope is another one. Uh, oh wow, sugar. Come on now. You done with him bugging you? You done with him bothering you? She's had enough of beans. She's like, leave me alone. Sujin Opes too. Ooh. Hi, Linda. Yeah, that's a fun one though. I enjoy the ope. Um, in fact, another not word, but another Midwest thing. Okay, I was at a stop sign. Okay, a four-way stop. Now, if you are from anywhere in the United States, the law and the kind of rules of the road at a stop sign, four-way stop sign, and everybody like is getting there roughly the same time. Usually it is to the person who got there first will go, right? Or if a person is turning right, the person who is turning right has the right of way. That's why it's called the right of way, right? Okay. But wow, sugar. Wow. Come on now. Here, get out of here. Here, go play out there. Jeez. Sorry. She and Beans are biting each other's faces. Um, so when you're in Wisconsin specifically, there's the four-way stop, and then whoever gets there first goes. Or if somebody is turning right, that person has the right of way, right? But in Wisconsin, it's somebody gets there first, and for whatever reason, they want to wave everybody else through. I don't know what it is. Very polite here, okay? So I was I was at a four-way stop and I was going to turn left. The person across from me was going to turn right. So they had the right of way. They should have gone, right? But the person is waving, like trying to wave me through to turn left when he was turning right, and I was like, no, you go. So we were playing this game of like, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go. And I'm thinking like, I'm not going to break the law for you, sir. Just turn right. And then as the man was turning right, he began cussing me out. I could see him cussing me out with his lips. And Dustin said, yep, here in the state of Wisconsin, there's someone somewhere waiting at a four-way stop for somebody to show up so that they can wave them through. Oh my gosh. I use a Maltese word for saying, oh my goodness. Oh, that's fun. Yes. Okay, so person on the right, and if they're turning right. Okay, so just ridiculous. Ridiculous. This man cussed me out because I was like, "You're turning right. You should go." Nope. Here in Wisconsin, we will wait at a stop at a four-way stop until somebody shows up that we can wave through. Oh my gosh. And it's I'm not even kidding you. If there were 4 of us that showed up at the same time, like all 4 of us at the same time, somebody would be there trying to wave everybody through, like all of us through. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, stop. A little too polite there." You can be too polite sometimes. That guy cussed me out and I was like, sir, calm down." Okay. So hi, Ricky. Finally home from work. Tax season. Oh gosh, sorry. Um, okay. The word, I'm assuming the question was the word garage, because I know in the UK they say garage, right? Let's see. Let me look. Is that on my list? Okay. Garage, garage, or garage. Garage. I haven't heard garage. That says Midwest or West is garage. And then garage is Northeast. And then garage is Upper Midwest. Mondafi is like saying, "Oh my goodness." Oh, yeah. See, I'm a garage person. I've always been garage. I've never heard anybody say garage. I've never heard anybody say garage ever. Yeah, I don't think it's real. I don't know. But it's always been garage, right? Like, I don't know. Uh, but it says like the upper Midwest is garage or the UK, because I've heard people from the UK say garage. That one I have heard before, but I've only heard it garage and garage. I don't know what garage is. I don't think that's real. That's probably something somebody made up somewhere. I just want to sound special and cool. I'm going to make words up. Angela, you say garage. People who speak Spanglish will say garahi. Oh, garahi. That makes sense. Garahi. I love it. Don't have a dialect? Make one. Yeah. Garage is Thunder Bay. Oh. Garage is Thunder Bay. Noted. So wait a minute. Hold on a second. In Canada, and they say garage, 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 garage is Thunder Bay. Oh, like garage. Okay. So Canada. Well, yeah, too, because I know I've heard because like I watch a lot of British shows, a lot of British shows, and they do say garage um in the UK. So maybe that's like Canadian holdover from the mother country. I don't know. I'm in Canada and I say it the same as you. Okay, interesting. Very regional then. Okay, what about oh, here's a fun one. Okay, I say caramel, okay? But there's also and that's like Midwest, West, caramel, which is South or East Coast, and caramel, or caramel, or caramel. How do you say it? It's caramel for me. Although I think when I'm trying to feel a little fancy, I do say caramel. But it's not something that like just rolls off the tongue for me. Like if I'm probably trying to sound fancy if I say caramel. I think I tried to adopt caramel into like my normal verbiage and it just never stuck. So caramel for me, is it caramel, like in the South, or caramel, which is like widespread? I go between caramel and caramel. Okay. Caramel, but I like saying it in Japanese. Ooh, what is it in Japanese? Caramel by Kylie. Caramel, 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 caramel. Caramel for Wendy. It's fun. Yeah, I think like if I was really trying to sound schwanky, I'm gonna say caramel. I don't know if I've ever really heard any, but I guess caramel or caramel. Caramel. That just seems like too much work. Am I wrong? Like caramel or caramel? You made it a whole 3 syllables? I love it. It's very swanky. It's swanky. Like I said, I want to sound educated, so I'll say caramel every now and then. I say caramel. Most everyone here says caramel. In Michigan, yeah. Caramel. Ooh. I love it. I did not I hope that did not sound racist when I said it. Okay, so that brings up the next one. Yes, Kylie, that was my next one. So do you say pecan, or pecan? Because there's pecan and pecan. Pecan. So is it like a pecan, or is it a pecan, or a pecan? So it says pecan is like Midwest. I don't know. I usually say pecan. Pecan. Lots of pecans out there. Like when I describe a pie, I say pecan pie. But then sometimes when I'm talking about adding them, I will say I need a handful of pecans. But usually it's pecan for me, almost exclusively. Sugar, why don't you go get up on the bed and then maybe he'll leave you alone for a minute. Maybe he'll leave you alone. I don't want to bring her up here currently because he might jump in my lap, and I don't need a 125-pound dog in my lap. He was over at my in-laws for 3 days, and now he's just like, will not leave Sugar alone. Pecan in Australia wide. Okay. Right. Pecan pie. That's how I say it. Pecan. Pecan. Amber says pecan. If you say it enough times, oh, right. Barbara, I feel like any word, if you say it enough times, just sounds like nonsense. Like the word purple, that's my favorite one to make into a nonsense word. Like if you say purple, 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 purple. And then it's like an alien speaking. That's my favorite one to make a nonsense word. But yes, if you say it long enough, it doesn't even sound like words anymore. Like I made that up. Pecan. Pecan. Purple nurple. Ooh. Purple nurple. Okay, what about like your mother's sister, okay? Your mother's sister is your, do you say aunt or do you say aunt? I am an aunt person. I say aunt. I feel like that's pretty standard for Midwest, West. I feel like South and parts of the Northeast are definitely aunt. I feel like I feel like I don't know, like I'm trying to sound way too uh swanky when I say aunt. Now, I have said aunt, but typically I just say aunt, like my aunt Shirley or my aunt Marilyn. I actually have an aunt Shirley and an aunt Marilyn. But do you say aunt or aunt? What do you got? Crazy people, what do you say to your mother, sister? Oh, I might need to open YouTube if it's going to be slow. Hold on. It's wanting to be slow on me. So let me pull up my YouTube. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. I forgot that's a thing. I always forget it's a thing, to be honest with you, because I don't celebrate. Like we're not much for celebrating. Okay, here we go. We've got lots of ants. Okay, we got Kylie. I'll give you that one in a minute. Okay, so Sujin's got aunt, Marilyn aunt, mystical aunt, Heather aunt, Amber aunt. You say it like a bug. Jen says aunt. Paula says aunt. Ooh, mystical auntie. Aunt, auntie. Aunt, but family says auntie. Ooh, auntie. Auntie. Ooh, not, auntie. Hello, Charmaine. There's going to be so much chocolate on sale tomorrow. I know, right? As I've gotten older, the term Tia, at least in California, is recognizable, and I use that. Yeah, well, that is Spanish. We can accept Spanish. Okay, so Kylie wants to know how we all say mauve. Now, I say mauve, although I know some people say mauve. I'm not one of those people who says mauve. I've heard it pronounced mauve. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. I don't know if there are other ways to say mauve. I'm not certain. I only have tias, not aunts or aunts. Part of my gifts to my husband this Valentine's Day included a present for him to give me. There you go, Josh. Mauve. Mystical mauve. Mauve. Okay, now I guess, all right, hold on a minute though, because there is a distinction because there's mauve, like mauve, right? MOV, like mauve, or mauve, like you say more of an aw, mauve, or mauve. Alice says mauve. Kylie says mauve. Okay, because yeah, Paula, you're saying mauve. Linda's saying mauve, but there is mauve, just like MOV, mauve. I'm assuming that's probably a dialect somewhere, right? I don't know. Because I know I definitely give it like the aw, like mauve. Does that sound totally foreign? And yes, now that I've said it like 14 times, it does seem like just a completely weird word to say out loud at all. So there's that. I'm sorry, that sounds like how people talk in the DMV. Fair. Okay. When you're a child, you have a writing utensil that is colorful, right? And made of wax. It is a what? What did you say first? Crayon, crayon, or crayon? crayon, crayon, or crayon. Because there is like I can't say it right because I'm not from the Northwest. It's like crayon. I don't know. That's not right either. Can't say it correctly. I say crayon, like literally just crayon, like a cranberry, but without the berry. How do you say it? Do you say crayon, crayon? If there's another way, tell me what it is. Maybe I'll have to have somebody say it to me because I don't know what the third way is, but crayon or crayon. And I am definitely a crayon person. We have a lot of crayons. Crayon, 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 crayon. I shouldn't keep saying the words. They all sound stupid. Crayon, crayon. I feel like my dialects have always been a little bit weird anyways because uh I lived a long time. Well, okay. So when I was little, we lived in Germany and I spoke German like pretty pretty well. I spoke German. I don't know a word of German anymore. I haven't spoken it since I was very, very small. But I spoke fluently in German. And then we moved to the South. And so I had a Southern dialect for words for a very long time. And then we moved to Wisconsin and I picked up the Midwest. So, like, you'll often hear I say y'all because that just never went away. I also like the word y'all because it is a very like gender non-specific word to address people rather than saying like dudes or whatever. I don't say yuns or yous or anything like that. So I say y'all. I never stopped saying y'all. But there are a lot of things that I say in a very Midwestern way because I've lived here for so long now that it just never went away, you know? But okay, so in the Cincinnati area, they say crown. Oh, y'all is a good word, and I'm from the Northwest. Yeah, it makes you feel any better. I unintentionally pick up dialects. Me too. Me too. My family from New Zealand came to visit, and I started speaking with their accent. I would probably have the same issue. Just got done making your sauce. Your sauce. Okay. I've told them already, Noel, that you're crown in Oklahoma. Okay, interesting. That like you started all of this because of your use of the word sauce. Like she's like, I'm making this sauce. Sauce. How did you say it? Damn it, now it's gone. Your sauce. Oh, sauce. That's right. You say sauce. Oh my lord. That was gone there for a second. Get you some sauce. Okay, so dialectically, right? Do you use the word soda or pop when you're describing a drink? Or is it soda pop? Some people do say soda pop. I know obviously like in the South, everything is a Coke. And then the waitress is supposed to ask you what kind of Coke you want, which was a thing. I remember it being a thing. Very distinctly remember it being a thing. Thought it was weird. Like you just ordered a Coke. Why are you asking her to bring you something other than? And apparently soda is like there's Northeast, West Coast, Florida is supposed to be soda, but I say soda. There's like supposedly pop is Midwest or Pacific Northwest. And then, like I said, in the South, the deep South, it's Coke. Like that's a soft drink. But I've always said soda. So I don't know. I don't know. Pop when I was a kid, soda now. Used to be all pop until I lived in the Northeast for a while. Now I say both. Okay. I got it. Oh, sugar. You okay? Tell him off. Tell him quit touching you. Buffalo, New York is pop. Okay. Whoop, things are falling on you over there. These dogs. In Arizona, we say soda. Okay. From the South, it's sweet tea. Okay, fair. Um, hold on a second. Okay, they want to. Okay, so this one is there. Wow, sugar. She's biting his face. Okay, how about I've always wanted to say pop, but it's just soda, but it's always like soda, spatula. Okay, what about water? Okay, the word water. So I say water where the it's called a flapped T where it's water. Like I don't say it like water. I say water where my T actually sounds like a D. There's also water, like water. And then there's in Philadelphia or parts of I'm just reading these out loud. Philadelphia or parts of Pennsylvania, they say water, like water. And then water, which is Boston or like New England. Water or water. Mystical's with me on the water with a D. Need some more of these. Meow. Beans, would you get out from under my table, sir? What are you doing? All right. Sorry, sugar. I got to kick you out again. There you go. Get out of here. You're driving me nuts. Keep letting them in, putting them out, letting them in, putting them out. All right, let's see. Enunciating the T that much is a no. Okay. Water. Oh, no, not water. I guess that is a thing. Some places do say water. I say water in UK. Okay. Water. Water. You can say water. Water. Oh, thank you, Allison. Yeah. Water. Justice for sugar. He'd be like, water. I could say water. That could be fun. It's a little more British. I'm just talking about like US water. I don't know if somebody came up to me and was like, I need some water. I'd be like, get out of here with that tea. Get out of here with your water. I don't know about water though. That is definitely you know what though? That you're not alone. There are places in the US that say water too. So you're not totally alone. That has definitely eked over here into the United States. You're welcome, Kay Anderson. Have a good night. Hello, little one. What's up, Missy? Wash. Yeah, there's washing. Okay, so what about okay. So the word bag. Now there's the word bag and then there's bag, which I know sounds like to me it sounds foreign because I don't speak with that particular upper Midwest, like northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, but they do say bag. Like, I need a bag. I don't say that. Is there anybody out there that does? Like, I say bag. Like, it get me a bag. I've heard people say bag, but I've never actually like said it myself. Bag. I was telling Noelle earlier, I had a cousin who was from Michigan, and instead of saying the word pen, she would say the word pin. What are you doing, sugar? Stop. Trying to get in the door. No. No. Okay, then go lay on the bed. Come on now. No. There, go over there. Be quiet. Jeez. These dogs are ridiculous. Or sack in PA. Okay. My nickname is Jessie, and the way Brits pronounce it. Oh. My husband makes fun of me. I say it so Midwestern like bayig. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So she was from Michigan. So that doesn't surprise me, Jen, because okay. All right, Jen, you can probably understand this one too. My mother was born and raised in Michigan, Charlotte. Well, she was born in Charlotte, but she grew up in like Perry, Langsburg, that area. Okay. Um, and whenever there was a like mist in the air, which I would call fog, she would always say it's foggy. Like what? Foggy. I'm like, you don't say doggy, but she would say foggy, not foggy, like fog, right? Or dog, the word dog. She would say foggy. And I don't know if that's a Michigan thing, but she was from Michigan. She never lived anywhere else besides that growing up. And so I just assumed it must be a Michigan thing for it to be foggy, right? Like Jesse. Oh no. Trying to make a deal with my online friend to trade her husband with me for the complete works of Antonio Banderas. Ooh, nice. Okay, but Amber, how are you saying foggy? Are you saying foggy or are you saying foggy? Like ah or ah? Yeah, okay. So it is a Michigan thing. Got it. When I say asshole, I'm always emphasizing the A, like the people in Philly. Okay. I'd have to hear you say that, Noelle, so I know what you're talking about. Love my painting. Thank you, Yasmin Jesse. um, that would be sugar having none of beans getting in her face. I don't know if you heard that, but that was sugar telling beans to get out of her face. Beans, come on, dude. Leave her alone for crying out loud. I think she's had enough. I know you missed her, but you're going to have to leave her alone before she chews your lip off of your face. Jeez. Linda, we say fa. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I've always said foggy. I don't know. Yep, there's sugar again. Come on, you two. Could you stop being ridiculous for like a half a second? That'd be great. Like legitimately covering her face in spit. And she has had enough. She's had enough. Okay, Bean, she's had enough. Okay, relax, dude. She's enough covered in spit. She's had enough of your nonsense. Okay. Yep, she's okay. You just stop. Stop coating her in slime. Poor sugar. Ask me again during Discord after dark because I don't know which one I say. Oh, okay. I will. I definitely will. Let's see. There's another one. Um, oh, do you say route or route? Like, which route or which route are you going to take to get there? I feel like I say both. And not even like thinking about it. Like when I'm talking about a mail carrier who has a rural route, I will say route, but I have often said route in order to convey to somebody the route that they will take to get there. That makes sense. Tigger says route. Noelle says both. Elizabeth says route. Paula says route. Amber says route. Jen says both. Well, Peggy, you just spelled route, so I'm going to read it route because that's what I said, but you just spelt what I said, so I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna assume you mean like ROUT, R-OUT. And like that did not help me. You spelled what I said. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think if I'm describing like, oh, a postal worker who has a rural route, right? But I wouldn't say rural route. That would sound weird to me. But I've definitely told people the route to get there is, whatever. It's not a common word though, like as in common in the lexicon. Like I don't often have to pull that word out for anything. So maybe that's why it's a both sort of ways because I don't use it very often. Beans, would you stop licking her face? She is legitimately bathed in his slime right now. It is so ridiculous. Sugar, come here. I want to show you off to the people. Hold on. I gotta get her. I gotta stop holding her head down. Stop holding her head down. Oh my gosh. You see how covered. She's just like coated in his slime. He's like licked her to death. Okay, come on now. Beans. Good Lord, you're knocking stuff over. Get out of here. Go on. Go on. Go on. Get out of here. Oh, my Lord. Freaking dogs. It's so funny. Time to head out. Starvin' Marvin, need to find some dinner. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, man. She's just like covered. Both route for numbered streets, route or Route 20 and route for everything. Okay, interesting. Like, do you say Route 66 or Route 66? I guess is the pretty interesting though. Thank you, Yasmin. Yes, that's my Chihuahua who is currently covered in Great Pyrenees spit. Oh, okay. So do you say roof or roof? And I feel like this is another one that I say both ways. And I don't even know why I say it both ways, but I know I have said it both ways. I think more often than not, um, like when you're singing up on the rooftop, reindeer paws, right? Like I don't say rooftop, but roof is pretty Midwesty, I feel like. Okay, Amber, you just spelled what I said. Y'all don't know how to play this game. You gotta spell it the way that you still like. I get what you're doing. Yep, Paula too. You spelled what I said. So I'm gonna assume you mean roof like goof, right? Like most of the United States does. But like the Midwest, I definitely have said roof. Like that is definitely something that has come out of my mouth. Roof. So my stepdad, whom my mom has been gone for a while now, but they divorced. All of that to say, I always thought it was strange because when he would use the word batteries, He didn't say batteries, he said batteries. Okay. So that one always threw me off. Also, he called a couch a Davenport, which I thought was like a garage. When he like, go lay it on the Davenport. And I was like, what? Do what now? Huh? I'd never heard now granted he was an older guy like that my mom was married to. And so maybe that's where some of that came from, but I'd never heard a couch called a Davenport before, and I'd never heard anyone say batteries. I've only ever heard battery, right? Amber says roof. Jen says roof. Okay. My mom says roof. 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 One time I said rough and was made fun of, like, leave me alone. I learned English pronunciation from TV. Yeah, Davenport is a very old word. No, Sujin. No, you're not allowed to say that ever again. Abby, I hate it when people say naked, naked. I say naked. I mean, as a joke, but my autistic 8-year-old says batteries. Interesting. Davenport was used here years ago for a pull-out couch that turned into a bed. Right, but I think he just like eventually took it to mean every kind of couch. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. But like I know I've heard British people say batteries. But interesting. Words are weird. Words are very weird, to be fair. All right. What about oh, here we go. Fire or far? Like I'm going to light it on far. I used to say far. The same as I used to say bowl to boil water. I obviously no longer use them generally, although I do catch myself saying bowl when I'm talking about boiling water. Still, granted, my southern accent really comes out when I drink, which is probably good that I don't do that anymore. But yeah, so fire or far, fire, filter, filter. It's like fire or fire, fire, fire. If Amber, if goofing around, yes, I definitely say naked when I'm goofing around. Fire, 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 fire. What about, oh, okay. So pronouncing places. Do you say New Orleans, New Orleans, or Nolans? Says most common outside of Louisiana is to say New Orleans, although I've always called it New Orleans, even though I'm not from there. I guess I was south enough that I said New Orleans, but New Orleans or New Orleans. There's also for the next one, I actually, okay, so in my state, there is a small city that is called Oregon, but well, the state is Oregon, but in the little town that's in Wisconsin, it's called Oregon. So do you say Oregon or do you say Oregon for the state? And I have to admit that before I used to say Oregon Trail, like the game, I'm going to play Oregon Trail because that's what I thought it was pronounced like until I found out that that was incorrect. And then I started using the correct pronunciation, which is Oregon, like the state. How do you all pronounce Archer as Archer or Archer? Wait, Archer as in like Archer, a person who like with a bow and an arrow? Or I don't know what an archer would be. Like if you're talking like an arch, like a golden arch or an arc, because there's two ways to pronounce that. But like an archer, I didn't know that there was a different way to pronounce archer. I know there's a lot in this world I don't know, and that could be one of those things that I just don't know about. But when it comes to like the golden arches, right, or an arch, I say arch, not arc. Yeah, so like an archer, I don't know if like I've never heard anybody pronounce it archer. That is not to say that there are not people who do. I just have never heard it pronounced that way before. So for me, it would be archer. I did not know there was another way. But there's lots of things I don't know. So you add that to the things I did not know. Put it in the did not know that pile. Yeah, archers. Ooh, Los Angeles or Los Angeles. I say Los Angeles. Abby, that's how I say it. But it's probably wrong and dialectically some sort of a Midwesty thing, right? I don't know. I say Los Angeles. Definitely. And if I'm wrong, well, there you have it. Used to say Archer like I had heard it from a Texan friend. Oh, yeah. Interesting. I never knew anybody else pronounced it any other way. Like, yeah, I honestly weird. Paula says Angeles. I know that's what you said, Angeles. The first option is the closest to Spanish. Ah, and the way I say it in English. Okay. What about, do you say Nevada or Nevada? And I definitely say Nevada, but I have called it Nevada. But I also don't live in the state. So the people who live in the state probably know better than I do. But I call it Nevada. But I used to call it Nevada because that's what I thought it was. Definitely thought it was Nevada for the longest time. I feel like even watching CSI, like I heard people on CSI like saying Nevada State Police or whatever on the show, and they probably should have corrected them if it was supposed to be pronounced Nevada the whole time. Because if you live there, you'd think you would know how to pronounce it. I think the director would catch that, but maybe they just didn't pay any attention. I don't know. Nevada. Nevada. Ooh, see, I'm not alone with the Nevada. Yeah. The. The. Nevada. 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 Arkansas. Arkansas or Arkansas. I would imagine people in Arkansas would be really mad if you pronounce their state Arkansas. It's not the same as Kansas. But then there are people who like pronounce Illinois, because they don't realize that the S is supposed to be silent, and that drives people in Illinois crazy. So I'm sure there's people who do it. Although for Illinois, those of us in Wisconsin and probably Michigan too have a very specific nickname for people from Illinois. And it's not a very nice one. It is not a very nice one at all. We shortened it to Fibs. And it's not a very polite nickname for people from Illinois, but I've also just taken to calling them Illinoisances. So there's that. But that's because I live like right on the state line between Wisconsin and Illinois, and I have to deal with them all the time. So I'm allowed to call them Illinoisances if I want to. I hate when people say San Diego. San Diego. Ooh, that's a slur. Can't call somebody a Dago. And my husband will come up and yell at me for even saying it, because that's what my husband calls people from Illinois. Flatlanders. Yes, we also call them Flatlanders, but that's not what I was. Fibs. You know what fib stands for? FIB, fib. Effing Illinois bastards. That's what we call them. We call them fibs for short. Yes, we do. And then, like I said, I call them Illinoisances because I hate driving anywhere where a person from Illinois is driving, because they act like they got to drive in Chicago everywhere that they go. So rude. Always speeding. Okay, what about okay, here's one. Do you say coupon, which I do, or coupon? I've said it both ways. I personally prefer to say coupon because to me, that's one of my fun words. I have words that make me have a really bad time, and then words that make me have a really good time. And coupon is like being on a slide, like coupon. Do you say coupon or coupon? Weirdos saying coupon. Coupon. Very fancy. I swear it's people who come from out of state. Oh no. Coupon. Abby's a coupon. Yeah. Paula's a coupon. Yeah. Coupon sounds strange to me. It sounds foreign, but I'll say it sometimes, just because it's there. Okay. Like a chicken coop. Yeah. Yeah. Like a chicken coop. You don't say, oh, let's get out here to this chicken coop. It would be weird if you did. Oh. Okay, this is a bit okay. This one is a bone of contention for me, and when I hear people say it, it makes my skin crawl. I don't know why, okay? When people say milk, MELK, instead of milk, I hate it. And you know who is really famous that says milk is RuPaul. I love RuPaul so much. I have so much respect for RuPaul, but the way that RuPaul says milk makes me ill. I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Don't say milk. Milk. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, see? Sujin knows. Milk. Ugh, so nasty. Milk. It sounds like a mistake that you make with something. I don't know with what, but milk. Milk. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. And it's not just because I'm in the dairy state either. All you milk talkers out there, you stop it. No more saying milk. It's gross. It's gross. You're going to lose friends. And that's the only person that I can think of, like off the top of my head, that says milk. But apparently it is regional to like Midwest, Utah, and parts of the South. So maybe it's a Southern thing. I don't know. But it's gross, okay? Okay. This one is tricky because I know what I say. The word both. Or do you say both or do you say both? Because I know that I have said both. In fact, I think I've said both like 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 times in this particular live and never even realized that I was saying both, like BOLTH, both. I've lived in the Midwest my whole life and it's always been with an L. Yes. So, yeah, I don't know. Both is correct, obviously. That's the way it's spelled, BOTH, both. But I know I say both. And I've said it like 7 times. So I can't even lie and say that I say it both ways. Although I do probably say it both ways. I think I'm just like when I'm not paying attention to speaking correctly, I suppose, I say both instead of both. Isn't that weird? I never even thought about that particular one before today. Never even thought about it. But it does say that that is a Midwest kind of thing. Generally, that is something you find in the Midwest when people say both. So funny. Jen says with an L. Okay. I've lived in the Midwest all my life and I've always said both. See? Isn't that funny? Interesting. Okay. What about, oh, here we go. Pajamas or pajamas? And this is another one that I definitely have said it both ways. Um, I know, like, I think I've tried to adopt pajamas into my vernacular, my dialect. Like, just generally, I think it sounds better. It sounds more correct, I guess. But I know that when I'm like, when my kids were younger, it was get into your jammies, not get into your jammies. You know what I mean? Or I tell my kids to get into their gym jams or what have you, or PJs, right? PJs, gym jams, jammies. But yeah, pajamas or pajamas. And yeah, definitely I say pajamas, but I definitely tried to adopt pajamas into the way that I say it. In fact, I think I say it more pajamas now than what I used to do. And now I'm never going to not hear myself saying both and then like stop myself from using an L. Like, Naomi, you sound uneducated. Stop saying both with an L. So lame. Pajam. Jam, because it just makes more sense to me with how it's spelled. Yeah, see. Okay. Oh, here we go. I mean, not all of us in here are from the US, so aluminum or aluminium. Aluminium or aluminum? Hmm. What do you got? Aluminum or aluminium? Obviously, I say aluminum. I'm from the US. Uh, I've really tried to figure out where the extra like letters and things come from in the British or even in Aussie lingo, where the extra letters came from to get aluminium. Aluminum. Tinfoil. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Egyptian. Very nice. Yasmin. Very nice. Like I said, I just want to know where the extra letters come from. Where'd you find them? Where'd you get them? You just found a couple extra. You were like, let's stick them in this word. Now it's aluminium. Love it. Love it. It's like poetry. If you can't say it in 2 words, say it in 25. Excellent. Take these letters, stick them in something. Okay, what about? Oh, here we go. Uh, there's so do you use the word when describing a small, not a river, but a little creek that runs through, or do you call it a crick? Because there are some people that call it a creek, and then there are some people that call it a crick. I'm not sure I've ever called it a crick. Like to me, I always thought a crick was something very different from a creek. Like I thought a creek was something that was a little wider, and a crick was something that was like very small in comparison. Like a creek isn't a river, and a crick isn't a creek, if that makes sense. But I have definitely called something a crick when I thought it was not the same size of a creek. If that even makes sense to anybody else. But I've definitely called something a crick. Okay, give me 1 second. I got to grab something. I will be right back. One moment. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to get myself a soda. Creek, but that was part of my high school name. Oh, okay. Aren't those just streams? Creeks are, yeah. They're basically like a stream. Calamity Jane called it crick. See? Yeah, and I figured like, okay, so a creek is like a stream, right? And a crick would be um uh, not the size of a stream, like not quite that large. I guess in my mind it was a different thing. I don't know. Don't even know. That's how Egyptians tweak the English words for everyday use. Aluminum doesn't slide on the tongue as easy as aluminium. You can imagine what I mean. Like we don't want to stop in the middle. Okay. Make a little extra. Oh, okay. Here's one. Is it greasy or is it greasy? Do you say greasy or greasy? Interested to know. And for me, I think I've always said greasy. Like, I don't know that I've ever used greasy to describe something, but I've definitely heard other people say greasy. So could be like mostly Midwesty thing. I don't know. Let's find out. Wait, I forget. Did I say greasy first or greasy? What was number one? I've definitely always said greasy, but I've most certainly heard people say greasy before. Let me take a look and see where this is from. Okay, with this. Oh, okay. So greasy was the first one I said. It looks like, yes, Midwesty is greasy. Greasy. Greasy, like the movie Grease. Oh, C was number 2. Well, whatever. Ooh, okay. Do you say poem or do you say poem? Like I'm going to read you a poem or I'm going to read you a poem. Poem or poem? For me, I think I've always said poem. I've heard people say poem, but I always kind of thought it was weird. Like I kind of wondered, like, am I saying it wrong? Because I've always said poem, or I've always said poem, and they've said poem. So I've never used the word poem unless I was like repeating that somebody else said poem instead of poem. Because you wouldn't call somebody a poet for reading a poem, right? You would say they were a poet reading a poem, right? Both. Okay. Paula says poem. Interesting. Okay, so 2 syllables, Sujin. Abby says poem. This says that general American is poem, and in the Midwest and South is where poem comes from. Oh, I got another one for you. Now, this one, I've said both, and I feel weird when I say either. And I think it's probably because it's one of those words that it's fun. It's fun for me to say, but it evokes a specific image when I say it and a sensation when I say it. Okay, I've built this up too long. Do you say syrup or syrup? So when I say syrup, I think of like the syrup that you put on like pancakes, right? But when I say syrup, for some reason, syrup for me evokes something much sharper, and therefore the word is not as gentle and does not sound pleasant, and I don't like it at all. So I've toyed around with trying to say syrup, and I don't like it at all. I've always said syrup. So I'm I'm not sure. Paula says syrup. Mystical says syrup. Syrup, syrup, syrup. Hi. Poem and syrup. Okay, Trish, thank you. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think there's just something about the word syrup sounds very just sharp to me. And again, some of that comes from having synesthesia and certain words just doing different things to my brain. And so the word syrup throws me off really bad. It says that regionally, syrup is the most common, and that syrup comes from the Midwest or South. So maybe because most of my like growing up, right, was happening in the South and then in the Midwest, that the syrup thing just kind of stuck with both, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Kylie says, how do you say tomato? Well, I say tomato. I've never said tomato that I can recall. But what about the rest of you? Do any of you say tomato? I feel like tomato is a very like UK Aussie, like more fancy, much fancier way. Whereas as far as I know, many Americans say tomato. Like potato. Potato. Boil them, mash, stick them in the stew. Your son says tomato. Interesting. Barbara says, because the Midwest is right. Tomato. Oh no, tomato. Yeah, but you guys say, oh no. See, you're not even saying no correctly. Come on now. You're saying, oh no. That was terrible. I'm sorry. We could do it too. Oh no. Oh no. Naomi, stop being rude. Come on now. Fired. Almost done. Trish, are you doing a bouquet too? Or are you talking about me? I'm getting closer. I have like I would say a little under half left to go. I would have like the rest of this row, one, two, maybe like two, 3.5 rows left ish. Maybe not quite that much, but I'm getting closer. Um, ooh, envelope or envelope? Do you say envelope or envelope? Oh, you. Okay. Sorry. Ooh, doing Nature's Empress from Diamond Painting Shop. Cool. Envelope or envelope? I think I say envelope more often than I say envelope. Although I have said both. Again, this is another one that I've used both ways. I don't know what the like specific reasoning would be for me to use one or the other necessarily, but I probably say envelope more often than I say envelope. Does that make sense? Probably not. But I don't know what occasion I've used the word envelope instead of envelope, but I've definitely used envelope more often than envelope. Ooh, cranberry muffins are done. Both envelope, both? No, probably both. Okay. Yeah, and I don't like when you sit and think about it, right? And you're like, okay, which one do I use? And then you're like, well, I guess I use both. And then you're thinking like, but what instance did I use one or the other? Like what made me choose to say envelope versus envelope? I couldn't tell you. But I know that I have. And I know more often than not I say envelope, but I've definitely used the word envelope. Probably in, I don't know, copying somebody else who said it and I said envelope because they said envelope or something. I don't know. Okay, what about let's see. What about oh, okay. When it comes to elementary or elementary, elementary or elementary, like, do you say it's elementary, my dear Watson, or my kid's going to elementary school? Or do you say my kids are in elementary school? Like, do you make sure that that "t" gets in there? Do you say "ta-re" or "tree"? And I think I'm in the I'm in the elementary camp with a TREE. My kids went to elementary school. I'll ask that in just a second, Kylie. Elementary school. Some people actually say like elementary. I've heard them. Elementary, elementary. But for me, it's always been elementary. I'm tired. Don't know what I say anymore. Elementary, elementary, elementary. Almost halfway on Sneaky Cat. Get it, Amber. Um, okay, so Kylie wants to know, how do you say maroon, the color? Maroon? But she wrote it maroon. So I'm wondering if there's another way that she's pronouncing it in Australia that we are not pronouncing it in the US. Like maroon because it has two O's. Maroon. Like the band Maroon 5. Do you say something else in Australia? How about February? Oh, how do you say February? February. Alice says maroon. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it must be an Aussie thing to say maroon. Speak up, my UK people. Do you also say maroon? Like, there's also the UK scone or scone, because I'm sure that's a thing. I say scone personally. I don't know that there's any right or wrong answers there either. Sort of like here in the US with all these different words. Not a wrong answer. Yes, maroon. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so February is how I say February. February just seems really weird. I know the R is in there, but what's it doing there? I don't know that I've ever heard anybody say February either. Maybe a teacher when I was younger would say February, but clearly I paid no attention to them and decided to keep saying February. Does anybody hit that R on February? Any of you out here grabbing that R? My step-niece says library instead of library. Yeah. Drop the R in February. My birthday is this month, so I can say February. Yes. It's a thing at work about the R. Oh, okay. When I write it, I say February. Yeah, I have to say it February when I write it, or I won't. Just like I have to say Wednesday when I'm writing Wednesday, or I won't remember how to spell it. We took days away from it. May as well take letters too. Yes, I definitely have to say Wednesday when I write Wednesday, and I have to say February when I write February, or I won't remember how. Facts. Definitely. Like, I don't even know how to spell this word. I've definitely done that. Oh, here we go. What about the word probably or probably? Wow, sugar. Out there squealing. Probably or probably. I definitely say probably. I say the whole word. Although when I'm writing to somebody, I always write probably, like Prolly, probably, like I'll probably see you later. As a shorthand way to write it. But I definitely, when I'm speaking, I say probably. Probably. Yeah, see, Wendy's with me. Probably. Probably do. Jen says probably. Oh, yeah. And yes, beautiful has to be BEA, beautiful. But that was more like the fault of Bruce Almighty, Jim Carrey. Probably, unless I'm texting. Right. Like I'll say probably if I'm just writing it, but I say probably if I'm speaking it out loud. Ooh, okay. Across or across, because there are definitely people who say across, like I'm gonna go across the street. Uh I've probably said across, but not all the time. Like I have said across, like I'm gonna go across the street. And I probably even like enunciated the fact that I thought there was a T in there. I can't give you a good example of when I started or stopped doing that, but I definitely have said across. And that is, I'm guessing, some of the like Southern upbringing, because it is supposedly regional to the South and Appalachia. That's probably where that came from for me. I'm going to go across the street. And you didn't hear the T that I just said in there, but I know when I was saying it, it was there. But I think that was one of the first things to go when I moved to Wisconsin. So I wouldn't be picked on mercilessly for having a Southern accent, but I know I've said across. Definitely. But I don't really say across anymore. Not so much. But maybe the next time I say it, I'll think about it. I'll actually like notice that I've done it. Barbara says across. All right. What about well, I already know the answer to this for Noel. Do you say coffee? like coffee. Well, and see, that's the other thing too, because here, um, in like in Chicago-ish area, they do say coffee. Like it's very noticeable that you hear a coffee, and then there's coffee, and then there's Noelle who has coffee. Noelle saying coffee. But I definitely say like coffee, like just coffee. But I know that I've heard people in Illinois that have said coffee, like coffee. It's almost like coffee, but not quite that hard, like not quite that extreme. Oh, wait. Oh, I was going to make that something else. Dang it. Hang on. I got specials to put in here. And these ones. This one gets a special. Whoops. I want to lose that. This one gets a specials. I got some to put in there because it's a flower shape. You love the way Noelle speaks, a little coffee. Elizabeth says coffee. Yeah. 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 All right. Where's my specials that I was going to put? Okay. I wanted to put, I think, some torch sparklers and just the little flowers in her hair. I think it'll look good with the orange that's in there, you know. I think it'll be good. These torch ones that have some like yellow and golden. So I'll do those after I finish this color. All right, y'all. Well, that was fun learning how you all speak your weird languages. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I am going to be heading my booty on over to the Discord. If you are not part of the Discord, we can get you a linky to throw in to the chat so that if you wanted to come on in, you can join us and come play in the Discord with us. Let me grab a link, Discord. And then, if nothing else, I will be back here on Tuesday. You can come and hang out with me and see me and well, my hands. You can see my hands, and we can hang out again. Otherwise, I will be back, like I said, Tuesday, or you'll see me on my Whip and Chat. I'm going to have a bunch of new videos coming out in the next couple of weeks, so please keep an eye out for those. But otherwise, like I said, I'm going to get out of here, y'alls. As ever, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, wide, wonderful world of ours, that you are having a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are, guys. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.